Well, hello, y'all. This is Amber Geehan, your terrific Tuesday $1 Million Messenger, calling you from the greater Kansas City area. And yes, I am home from that amazing 11-day trip that was the top sales director trip and on to the extended trip, which was on the private island of Lanai. And so I am so grateful for the trip. I am so grateful for the friends that I've made and for Mary Kay Cosmetics and the way they take care of us. It was out of this world amazing. And so, but now we're on to this year. We're already on to this year, well into this year. But one of the things that I had opportunity to do was sit with some new friends by the pool in Lanai while we were being served mango pops and frozen grapes and frozen bananas drizzled with caramel and granola. And we had some great conversation. And in that conversation, we talked about things that we see common in sales directors that are successful. One of the things that was suggested, if we were to give it one word, was work ethic. One of the things that was spoke that was common amongst successful sales directors was charisma. But the most repeated comment that we said we saw consistent in successful consultants and sales directors was consistency. Consistency. Isn't that wonderful and great and frustrating all at the same time? The reason why it's wonderful and great is because it is learned. Nobody's born with it. We have to learn it. Charisma is sometimes a natural God within, I would say, ability to show people on the outside what God's doing on the inside, that charisma, that electric magnetism. Sometimes that comes to people naturally. But consistency is learned. You don't come out of the womb with it. You don't come out of the womb knowing how to brush your teeth every single day. But if you just went to the dentist twice a year and never brushed your teeth would rot out of your head. It's so gross. If you go to the gym one time and expect your physical makeup to change, you know you've got to be out of your mind. It is a consistent endeavor, day in, day out, day over, that produces long-term results. So if you want to keep your teeth, what do? You brush your teeth every day. Now, if you missed a day or two, that's not going to make your teeth fall out of your head. But if you continue to miss, then yes, you will. If you want results in the gym, what do you have to do? Day in, day out, day over, and then start honing your diet at the same time. Day in, day out, day over. It is a consistent endeavor that will produce successful results over long term. So, of course, you know me. I went on the rampage of studying, and I went and found all different articles. But the one that I want to share some tips from you is the reason why you're struggling to be consistent and how to fix it. And this is a quote. It says, "It's simple and generous rule of life that whatever you practice, you will improve at." Go figure. See, it sounds familiar. The consistency, I'm sure you've heard many times, and maybe you're struggling with it right now. And so let's look at different ways we can attack this, okay? So let's see, real quick. This is one of the things it says. The reason why you're struggling to be consistent. Ready for the answer? You're focused on the outcome rather than the process. I think I shared this with you a few weeks ago, is to focus on the process. The day in, day out, day over. This is not to say the outcome is not important. Let's be real. It is important. But if you become fixated with your outcome, then it will work against you, no matter how compelling. Why? Because any outcome compelling enough to excite you is probably one that won't be achieved without hard work and sacrifice over a long period of time. Without a certain process in place to help you, most of us aren't able to maintain the effort needed to accomplish the outcome. So it is about the process. So first and foremost, it's about the plan. If you want to achieve your long-term results, your big goals, you have to create a plan. In creating a plan, the first thing you want to do is identify, what do you want? 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 Like in the, I believe it's the movie Notebook, right? What do you want? Establish, what do you want? Second, identify the big why behind your desired goal. Why do you want it? And it is okay if it's to bless your family. It is okay. Number 3, setting goals that will gradually get you to the desired outcome. So gradually, so you can build that consistency. And then 4th, developing a process to accomplish your goals. That is a day in, day out, day over. Like I shared a few weeks ago, is to set a reminder in your phone, a timer to go off every 30 minutes when you're working consistently. Set it and have it say, are you doing right now the one thing that will move you closer to your goal? So with that, for the purpose of this post, it says I'll focus primarily on the 4th step of the plan because it's the most relevant, which is so good, your process. So how to become more consistent. First step is to be present. In the simplest terms, being present means being fully engaged in the task at hand. It means quieting our tendencies to waste mental, spiritual, and emotional energy worrying about the past or future things, none of which you have the ability to control. As a writer, being present begins with minimizing distractions. This means waking up early before the rest of the household. It means staying away from the internet and putting away my phone and setting it on Do Not Disturb. Yes, you do have that option on your phone. But most importantly, it means quieting my mind that says things like, what if nobody likes what you read? What if nobody believes in your Mary Kay goal? What if readers discover embarrassing spelling or grammatical errors? What if you become a sales director and it's not perfect or glorious or whatever? What if someone is offended by something you do? Instead of allowing those thoughts to stop you from writing that day, quietly acknowledge them and let them go. Then sit down and do it. Second, anticipate the dip. Oh, so good. Most of us go into our endeavors believing that the path to our desired outcome is straight and clear. The amazing thing is that we believe this even when we know better from past experience. In the book, The Dip, Seth Godin says that anything worth pursuing will have a messy middle. So you might be in your messy middle right now, but anticipating that messy middle and anticipating the dip, acknowledging what could possibly happen, and give yourself a plan to how to overcome it before it even happens. Then decide that when the messy middle happens, you won't quit, because it has to be a decision before the emotions are wrapped into it. Number 3, uninspired? Do it anyways. Here's an example of what it's like when I'm trudging through the dip. I wake up at 5:30 in the morning. After a few minutes of prayer and meditation, I sit at my computer and I write. 30 minutes later, the page is still blank because I can't decide what to write about. I start surfing the web, looking for anything I would spark my ideas. Another 30 minutes pass. I'll still surf the web and haven't written a thing. This happened to me a lot in the beginning of my blogging journey. Then I decided, instead of waiting for inspiration or looking for it on the internet before giving myself permission to write, I just write every single day. I've tried doing this before, but did not keep it up because I did not reach 1,000 words a day. I would consider the effort a failure. Now I worry less about the word count and develop a rhythm of writing daily. Sometimes it takes 100 words, sometimes it takes 300 words, sometimes it takes 1,000 words. Some days I write complete nonsense. Other times I can write post-worthy publishing in one sitting. Uninspired, do it anyways. Uninspired, do it anyways. Uninspired, do it anyways. What is that thing every single day that you don't really feel like doing, but you know that it's going to build your business? Do it anyways. How long? Do this for a long time. The inspiration will come rushing in and knock you off of your feet. Number 4, go back to basics. In any pursuit, most of us are eager to rush through the basics to get to more exciting advanced stuff, of course, but when we don't spend enough time mastering the fundamentals, we can easily become discouraged by advanced tactics and strategies. These things are undoubtedly important, but they can often distract us of the basic skills that must be mastered in order to gain traction and experience success. When it comes to writing, basic writing, that's all you have to do. Nothing dramatic. When it comes to working your business in Mary Kay, it's nothing crazy. It's doing your calls every single day, booking your appointments. Consistency. Number 5, find an accountability partner. Choose somebody to be accountable to. Now, if you're a rebel or freedom of choice, ask yourself, this is what I say to you. I'm not freedom of choice. I don't have rebel in me. But sometimes I choose not to do something. And so I have to decide, is this action getting me closer to where I want to be? So ask yourself, is the response to not wanting to be accountable getting you to where you want to be? So be accountable to somebody. Number 6, forgive yourself and move on. This is important because if you beat yourself up, you'll eventually fail. So resist setting goals and making plans to avoid this unpleasant experience altogether. Basically, forgive yourself and move on. And then lastly, find joy in the process. Because if you can laugh through the process, you can grow through the process, and you can build consistency on a consistent basis. But if that is a key ingredient to moving forward in your business, how can you be more consistent today? Hopefully, I shared some things that can help you become more consistent and decide today, what can you do to become more consistent? What habits can you put in place? What daily actions, what reminders can you do on a timer? Because if your goals and your family are important, then it's time to figure out, how can you be consistent? I believe you can do it. I know you can do it. And I understand the struggle is real because I've sat in your very same shoes before and decided the one thing I needed to fix to move forward was consistency. So either way, I hope this was a blessing for you today. This is Amber Geehan, your terrific Tuesday $1 Million Messenger, signing off. Have an amazing Tuesday.